Good afternoon. Welcome to a candidate forum featuring candidate Cerna for Board of Supervisors, District 1. I'm Heather Skinkle, a member of the League of Women Voters of Sacramento County and the moderator for today's forum. This forum is co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Sacramento County and the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. The forum is being viewed live by an audience in the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors chambers and by a live cable television audience at home. It is also being taped for rebroadcast on Metro Cable Channel 14. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization of women and men established to promote political responsibility through informed, active participation in government. The League does not support, oppose, or evaluate political candidates or parties. Although our nonpartisanship policy does not permit endorsement of political candidates, we do, after careful study, take positions on political issues. The format for today's forum will be as follows. Candidate Cerna will make a 10-minute statement. At the end of the statement, I will present the closing remarks. In the interest of time and decorum, I ask our audience to hold all applause until the end of the forum. Now I would like to introduce Phil Cerna, the candidate who is running for Board of Supervisors, District 1. Thank you for being here today, Phil, and we're ready to get started.
Great, thank you very much. Certainly want to start by, thanking the League of Women Voters for this opportunity and Metro Cable and the Commission for letting me have 10 minutes to speak directly with the folks that I hope to earn the confidence from on June 3rd. I've had a great honor, one that's not bestowed on many people in any community, and that is to represent a constituency, and it's something I take very seriously. So to have the opportunity to, even though running unopposed, speak directly with the voters and with the constituents of District 1 in the County of Sacramento means a great deal to me, so thank you. I've had a very interesting and active 3.5 years thus far in my first term serving on the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors. As I mentioned, it is a terrific honor, but it's also a lot of work, and that is the nature of county governance. Unlike municipal government and even state government to some degree, county government, I would argue, is really where local government and your elected representatives have an opportunity to shape policy, implement policy that shapes some of the most intimate aspects of who we are as a community, how we relate to one another, and how we operate under the rule of law. And I have to tell you that certainly when I ran in 2010 for the board, I understood that somewhat from a distance as a candidate, but now with 3.5 years behind me in serving, I can tell you it is just a wonderful job, and it's one that, again, I take very seriously, and I hope to continue doing into a second term. I thought I'd take the time this afternoon to explain a bit about what I think we've achieved, and I want to make certain that people hear me. It's we, not I. No one in local government that has the opportunity to represent a constituency does it alone, and so you'll hear me use that pronoun often. So what we have been able to do in the last 3.5 years is a great deal. The thing that I'm perhaps most proud of is certainly bringing the subject of disproportionate child mortality rates to the forefront in terms of a very healthy public debate and consideration of how do we address what has been to date a very deep problem here in Sacramento County, one that's been very persistent, and one, quite frankly, that we've known about far too long and not addressed. And so, again, with the help of a Blue Ribbon Commission that I helped establish a couple years ago, and with the help of faith leaders, with our agency staff, with mothers, grandmothers, fathers from our community, and doctors, we've done a great amount of work to bring the issue of African American child mortality rates again, to the kind of the forefront of what this county should be considering. Now, that Blue Ribbon Commission was just one in the first of many steps that it will take for our county to address what is a very complex and emotional issue. For 2 decades, we've known that African American children in this community, in some cases, are dying at 3 times the rate of other children from things such as third-party homicide, child abuse and neglect homicide, but also the perinatal condition of the mother and infant sleep-related deaths as well. So there is a broad gamut of issues that involve law enforcement, public health, and I'm proud to say that almost exactly a year ago, that Blue Ribbon Commission reported to the Board of Supervisors a set of recommendations moving forward, including establishing a permanent steering committee to continue addressing the subject. We also, during our budget consideration last year at the Board of Supervisors, began to put our money, your money, where our mouth is in terms of this particular issue. And so we've begun to appropriate funds so that we can continue to understand the nature of the problem, the disproportionality, what to do about it. As chair of the Sacramento First 5 Commission, the Commission has also showed a great interest in addressing the subject. We have appropriated funds to assist the steering committee, to staff the steering committee, and the intent here is to have, again, a very healthy discussion, and hopefully it's going to be at least annually relative to the budget and how we prioritize addressing this subject. We've set distinct metrics for progress so that we can hold ourselves as a steering committee, as a county board of supervisors, and as a county accountable to make sure that in 10 years we're not talking about the same disproportionality. So certainly that is one subject that I'm most proud of in my first term. We have a number of challenges at the county, not the least of which is dealing with realignment, and I know that's something that the public has certainly come to know in the last few years, and county government more than any other level in the state of California is being forced to grapple with the many challenges that come, especially with the realignment of our criminal justice system. As many know, counties throughout the state, all 58 of us, are now functioning as prisons to some extent, to jail, incarcerate, hopefully treat folks that have been low-level, what are considered low-level offenders by the state, and who have formerly been the responsibility of the state in terms of their parole status. That continues to be a very significant challenge for the county of Sacramento. I will tell you that one of the things that I wanted to ensure when the county was given the responsibility each year to appropriate the limited resources we get from the state to deal with things like how best to jail a greater population, to treat and hopefully address recidivism, is that we do so transparently and in public. One of the things that I suggested early on is that we have something called a criminal justice, a community partnership that is actually statutorily established with our chief of probation as its chair. And this is a group of law enforcement folks, our DA, our defender, public defender, and others that get together and make recommendations to the Board of Supervisors about how best to use what is approximately about $30 million a year that the county gets from the state to deal with realignment per AB Assembly Bill 109. That was a meeting that at first was held in some obscure office space here in the county, and at my request and my demand, quite frankly, it is now held in these chambers and it is televised. It is an important matter, and it's one I think the public deserves an opportunity to certainly come and speak to if they so choose, and witness on our cable television channel as well. Other subjects that are deeply important to me certainly have to do with protecting our American River Parkway. The lower reach of the American River Parkway goes through the district I represent here in near downtown Sacramento. We continue to have a challenge with homeless populations that inhabit the parkway. It's dangerous for them. It's dangerous for the folks that have a legitimate purpose on being in the parkway, whether it be recreation or exercise. And what I've tried to do in the course of my first term is to really introduce compassion to the effort to get folks that are illegally camping on the parkway off the parkway, but do so in a way that gives them alternatives, housing alternatives. And they're not always the best, and I'll be the first to admit that we can always do better. But again, we continue as a county to work in an environment that is resource scarce. That's not an excuse, but certainly as someone that grew up here in Sacramento that enjoyed the parkway when he was a child and enjoyed biking on it as a kid, it's hard to do that in some parts of our parkway today without feeling insecure and perhaps even threatened. So I have really taken it very seriously. We've assembled a task force that includes our Sheriff Department probation, but also our Department of Human Assistance. We have social workers that join our law enforcement personnel when they do sweeps for probation. So again, that is one of several issues that has been and will continue to be a focus for me, hopefully into a second term. To conclude, I simply want to express my thanks to a tremendous community, one that has helped raise me, and one that I, again, hope to continue serving into a second term, and with the support of the voters. And I'm very much looking forward to doing that. I think humility is the greatest character trait any politician, elected official can express on a daily basis. I will continue to do that, and I humbly ask for your vote on June 3rd.
Thank you, Phil. This concludes our today's forum. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Sacramento County and the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission, I thank candidate Cerna for participating. I would also like to thank all the volunteers that made this forum possible. This forum has been designed to impart information to you, the voter, in accordance with our belief that a democratic government depends upon the informed and active participation of its citizens. We hope that these insights you've gained during this forum will aid you in making an informed decision. For voter information and rebroadcast times, please visit the League of Women Voters of Sacramento County website at www.lwvsacramento.org or the Smart Voter website at www.smartvoter.org. The League welcomes both women and men as members and is where hands-on work to safeguard our democracy leads to civic improvement. So, please vote on June 3rd and help make our democracy work. Thank you.